Now, many stakeholder groups, including political factions, youth associations, market unions, non-indigenous communities, landlord associations, have all been beneficiaries of these politically branded rice offerings. So it's as if they took the battle to the streets and said, look, let's see who is more humanitarian, and who loves the people more by sharing bags of rice this Christmas. Anyway, you're still listening to the recap. This and more what we'll be discussing on the program today. I still have with me Mr. Peter Anasuke, who will be giving us in-depth analysis on each of these issues today. He is a philosopher, a development economist, a journalist, and a best-selling author. He's the author of Dangote's 10 Commandments on Money, the book that was rated as one of the best development books in the world by Wall Street Journal. Here in Nigeria, it was adopted as a workbook for grooming entrepreneurs by the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN, a federal government agency in charge of small and medium businesses in Nigeria. It's the very first edition of the recap in the new year. Happy New Year and welcome. Good evening, Mr. Nosuke.
Good evening and Happy New Year to our esteemed listeners.
Thank you so much for coming. It's always a pleasure to have you here. So we have a lot to discuss today, and we really do not have much time left anymore. But let us begin with the federal government grant the palliative gesture of the 50% fare reduction on interstate routes, right? That was to take effect from December 21 to January 4th. Now, we've heard that 112,000 passengers benefited from this, right? And this is according to the Association of Luxury Bus Owners of Nigeria. They said at least 112,000 passengers benefited from this. But then, really, do we know anybody that could say, oh, I benefited from this? How do they have, since we do not really have that data and statistics in Nigeria, how do they know that 112,000 people benefited from this?
For me, the problem that I have with Nigeria is that we are always banding figures. Maybe when the phone line opens, those who benefited from this discount will call us and let us know how they benefited. Because when the former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs said that they have a national register for vulnerable people in the country. Understand? We put a call here. Let those whose name are in the register tell us how their name get into the register and the qualification. And then I said that whoever calls us is not supposed to be a beneficiary of that data. That's of that palliative. Because vulnerable people are not supposed to have bank accounts and they have phone calls and have phones and they are charging their phones. Understand me? You cannot be doing this and you still call yourself a vulnerable person. For me, the poorest of the poor in the society are not covered by any data, because they are not seen. Understand? So these people have come that at least 110,000 people benefited. Understand? And the transport companies said that they were mobilized, which means they were giving money. That's for the discount. And mind you, there's no official transport fare in the country. Understand me? What I mean by official fare is that, an instance, 20,000 naira from Lagos to Abuja. Understand? Maybe 15,000 naira from Lagos to Port Harcourt, or 20,000 naira from Lagos to Port Harcourt. We don't have official rates.
So, each transport company charges according to however they want to.
Sure, understand me? So somebody who had been charging 20,000 before can now say that he is charging 50. Understand? So that at the end of the day, he will still make profit even from what's supposed to be a discount. So for me, I don't know how they get the data of the number of passengers that benefited. But if the night is open, we will know if people actually, because I know that some people that went for the Christmas must have come back. And people are also listening to us from every part of the country. Yeah, so when the phone line is open, people will call us and tell us whether they benefited or not.
All right then. But then the Association of Luxury Bus Owners coming. These are people that are actually involved in transportation.
Bus owners, sure.
Luxury bus owners. If they come together and say, "Oh, between us, we had 112,000 people benefiting from this," don't they actually know what they're saying?
No, they are sending figures. Understand? Because there's money to share. Understand me? It's just like if federal government want to share money to families. If you have 2, you can say that you have 10. Understand me? Because Nigeria is not a very honest and transparent country. So I don't even believe those figures.
All right then. So let us move forward to the second topic we will be looking at today. Shehu Sani says Tinubu's assurance is like that of a native doctor to a sick man. Senator Shehu Sani described President Bola Tinubu's New Year's speech as a native doctor's words of hope to a sick person with no recovery date. Now we know that on New Year's Day, Monday the 1st of January this year, President Tinubu addressed the nation and gave certain assurances. But Senator Shehu Sani is of the opinion that the president's speech is good, it is encouraging, but it gives only the kind of hope that is raised by native doctors, that you'll be delivered from your sickness, but it does not give a date. Now he said that the president did not set any time for any of the promises to take effect, and that is what would have made Nigerians to believe that you're working on something. If you keep saying I'm working on something, but we're not seeing proof, or the policies that have been put in place are not actually supporting the people, is not making life better. Do you think that Senator Shehu Sani has a point in his position?
Well, personally, I listen to the budget, and as far as I'm concerned, it is empty. It is very, very empty.
That's the New Year's speech. Empty,
yes. The New Year's speech, it is empty. Once there's no timeliness, understand? What, you cannot even hold him responsible for anything. Understand me? It's just like when Fender was alive. Fender said that he's going to die at 120. He will live 120 years. But Fender did not reach 60. But you cannot go and hold a dead man responsible. Understand? So I listened to the budget, and to me it was empty. Hope is not strategy. You cannot build anything on hope. And again, you can never achieve what you cannot measure. For you to achieve anything, you must have the capacity to break that thing down. Understand? If Tinubu has told Nigerians, within at the first quarter, expect this. At the second quarter, expect this. At the third quarter, expect this. So you can now have a figure to work on. You can now have data to work on.
Is that when we can now say, okay, this is renewed hope, since we know when to expect what we should be expecting?
Hope. There's nothing like renewed hope. Understand? This is what APC has been using to deceive Nigerians. 2025, they say change. Understand me? And the disease they came to change become worse than what than the cure. Understand me? The change that APC came to bring became worse than the cure. So the issue is, I don't believe in anything renewed hope. I have not seen the capacity for renewed hope. I'm talking based on the New Year broadcast. It was empty. You cannot achieve anything from that. And you cannot achieve anything you cannot measure. So he just fooled the whole masses. Understand? Now, if by June nothing happened, he didn't tell you that by June this thing will happen. if by October nothing happened, he didn't tell you that anything will happen by October. So for me, it is pure deception. As I said, you can never achieve what you cannot measure.
That is to say, we could be told, oh, this thing will keep happening up until December 31st, 2024.
You'll be looking, maybe it will happen by September, it can happen by October, it can happen by December. In December, you can say maybe by December 31st. He never gives you any time. Understand? So, to me, what Sheikh Sani said is true. Hope is not a strategy. Understand? So, when somebody tells you renewed hope, renewed what? Understand? You cannot hold hope in your hand. You cannot break it down to pieces. So, if Tinubu was realistic, he should have said in the first quarter, we hope to achieve so and so things. In the second quarter, we have to achieve so and so things, but he didn't say it. And I know he's not hoping to achieve anything because nothing substantial has been put for results to begin to manifest.
That is, we should have had actually quarterly plans if there was.
That's the thing. You must break down what you want to achieve.
All right, then. You are listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. I'm your host, and I still have Mr. Peter Anosike in the studios. He is a philosopher, a development economist, a journalist, and a best-selling author. We've spoken about the 50% fare rebate that was given by the federal government from December 21, 2023 to January 4, 2024. And as a listener, if you did benefit from this, we'd like you to tell us. The phone lines will be open in 5 minutes. And we'd like you to tell us if you benefited from this 50% fare rebate. Do let us know. If you did, please give us a call. We definitely want to hear from you. Also, we're looking at Senator Shehu Sani, former senator representing Kaduna Central, saying that the president's New Year's speech, right, that the assurance given in that speech is like that of a native doctor to a sick man, where he says you will surely get well, but he doesn't give the sick man a date. Now, still speaking on what to expect from this administration in 2024, the president has said school feeding will go up 100 billion naira this year. Now, this is part of the recently signed 28.7 trillion naira 2024 budget. He said that this is to help pupils. This helps students stay in school. It will serve as a stimulant to encourage school attendance and reduce the problem of out-of-school children. Now, last month, that was in December 2023, the president ordered the reintroduction of the school feeding program and mandated its transfer from the Humanitarian Ministry to the Education Ministry. He did say that throughout 2024, we will use 100 billion naira to feed school children across the country. Now, is this something that really should have been part of our 2024 budget, seeing as Buhari initiated this and then he stopped? And at the end, even during in 2020, even when there was COVID and people were not going to school, kids were at home, we were being told, oh, we used to also amount to feed school children. Are we going to see the same thing replicated in this year? Or are we expecting this 100 billion to be used to feed school children?
It's one of the biggest scams in the country. School feeding is one of the biggest scams in the country. Now, he proposed the 100 billion to feed the school children. What is the number of the school children that they are feeding? Understand? If you as a mother want to cook for children, or if you want to do an event, understand, maybe birthday party, housewarming, whatever, you must have an idea of the number of people that you are cooking for you to know whether you will need a bag of rice, 2 bags of rice, or even a quarter of rice. Understand? So what is the number of school children that they want to feed? They just bring out the amount, the money, but they don't know the number of children that they are feeding.
This still boils down to the issue of data and statistics in Nigeria.
That's the thing, and it is easy for them to use this scheme to siphon fund, because the minister then the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs used it as a conduit pipe to siphon fund, because we never knew the number of students or children that they are feeding. And if they want to give the impression that it is because of food that children should go to school, which means they are not preparing those children well. It means assuming that they are being fed, when there's no food, they will not go to school. Understand me? So the foundation is wrong. The foundation is laid on corruption. Understand? And this is one of the biggest scams in the country, just like the petroleum subsidy. So the ministry is a scam, is Minister of Scam. That he transferred it to the Minister of Education just to enrich those in education. For you to have a budget, you must know the number of people that budget is made for. Understand me? You cannot just say 100 billion naira to feed school children. How many people are you feeding? Understand me? How many people are you feeding? And these people will just maybe feed 1,000 people, then say that the money has been exhausted. So for us to believe them, we must know the number of children that are feeding, the schools they are in, the states that they are in. Because in Lagos State here, I've not seen anywhere children are being fed. Understand? So how many children are they feeding for them to have that 100 billion? Understand? For me, that's the best way to have used that money is to pay tuition fees for university and polytechnic students. Understand me? Because the children of the poor are in public schools. Understand me? The state-owned, the federal-owned universities, it is mostly the children of the poor that are going there. Use that money to pay their school fees. It would have been better than say that you are using it to pay, that is to feed students or children. Academic year is just 8 months. Understand me? An academic year is 8 months. And you are going to spend 100 billion in 8 months that you are feeding children. How many children? How many children are you going to use 100 billion naira to feed? Understand? We don't know the number of children, so how can we believe you? So for me, this is a very big scam.
All right then. The phone lines are now open. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903 to be a part of the conversation. 0700 903 903 903. Call us up. We're still having conversations right here on The Recap. You are listening to The Recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. I'm your host, and we are having conversations that need to be had. Actually, call us up 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. You can also send your messages to our WhatsApp platform 0700 903 9039. We are live on YouTube. Send us, let us also have your comment on our YouTube platform. Head on over to YouTube VOP 903 January FM. All right. We're still having conversations right here, conversations that need to be had actually. Let's talk about the current ministry, or rather the current Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edo. Apparently, a document went viral where she approved the payment of 585 million 585 million. What did you say, sir?
585 million.
Yeah, 585 million, then 198,500 naira, right? So she approved this payment to an individual, and now they're actually defending this, saying that, oh, this individual is the project coordinator for the group of vulnerable persons that this money is actually supposed to be used for. Should this money should even be transferred to a what's it called now? A personal account in the first place? Even if this person is the project coordinator for this project, is there not supposed to be a group or a project account for that? Why transfer that money to an individual, even if the person is the project coordinator?
The issue is, even if the person is the minister, even if the person is the president, you don't pay money into an individual account. Understand me? You cannot pay money into an individual. It is fraud. It is a very big fraud. You cannot pay government money into an individual account. I have said it before that Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs is a conduit pipe to be siphoning Nigeria resources. Understand? It is against the Constitution of Nigeria. It is against the CBN Act to pay any government money into an individual. Even if a local government is to give you a job, a contract, it must be paid into a corporate account, not an individual. I'm talking of a local government. If they are to give you a contract to sweep a street, it is wrong for them to pay it into a private account.
So it has to be into a company account.
It has to be into a corporate account. Understand? And humanitarian affairs, they have no defense at all. That is corruption working on four legs.
That means the person whose account this was sent into also needs to be probed or investigated.
The person that sent first. If Tinubu is fighting corruption, Betta Edu should be by now have been suspended. If Tinubu is fighting corruption, Betta Edu shouldn't be in that position up till now, because what they did has no defense at all. Whatever that woman is project coordinator should have a project account, not a personal account. If that money enter the personal account, it means it's a personal money. There's no other way to explain it. Money that goes into personal account is a personal money. Understand me? Which means he or she can use as he or she wants. So, but we are in an era of impunity where anybody can do anything and get away with it. If not, if it's in an organized country, the minister would have been suspended or even sacked by now. Because they know that that thing is very, very wrong. You don't pay government money into an individual account. It doesn't happen. It does not happen.
All right then, let us move on to the final topic for the evening so that we can begin to receive calls. Political rivalry intensifies as Wike and Fubara compete through rice distribution in Rivers State. We know we are still in the Yuletide period, right? It's just the 6th of January. We're still saying Happy New Year. Christmas was just about, it was just about 2 weeks ago. So apparently Wike and Fubara were distributing branded rice to the people of Rivers State and people of Port Harcourt, where they had rice that, they put their face on the rice and they were distributing so that people can know that,
know where it came from.
Yeah, so that people can know that Wike cares for us. Fubara loves us like no man's business, right? But here is the thing. Why Wike reportedly allocated 2,000 bags of rice to each local government area, right? Governor Fubara distributed 100 bags of rice per ward. I know that the people who are receiving this palliatives, the people who are receiving this Utah, this Christmas gift, they will be happy about it. But what kind of approach is this, where it seems you're doing this so that it can be seen that me too, I did something?
No, for me, it seems only River State people celebrated this Christmas. They say we have to end up and fight. It is the masses that suffer.
In this case, are the masses suffering or
now
are they
the masses are now enjoying? Understand me? The masses in River State are now the one that is enjoying, and I know that they will pray that the suffering continues. Understand? Because they will now be getting from Wike and continue to get from Fubara.
In that case of my people still love me.
Understand? No, this is not love. This is forced to love. Understand me? But Wike is a very greedy man. Understand me? He's a very greedy man. Imagine a governor who was given freedom for 8 years, and now when another person succeeded him, he appointed the speaker from his own local government, Amiefuna, and the chief of staff to the governor from his own local government. And the closest person to the speaker, to the governor, is his chief of staff. Understand? And the speaker is number 3 person in the state. And what he had wanted to do was to impeach Fubara and the deputy governor, so that the speaker, who's from his own local government, will become the governor. Understand? So after Wike, his village man would also become governor. This is greed. Understand me? So what he's saying now that he is mobilizing his structure. Understand me? He is caring for his structure. Understand me? But this is not who Wike is. He is being forced to do this. He's not doing it from his mind. This is just like the bribe that people give to the policemen. Policemen may say thank you, sir, but they know that the person that gave this money, it didn't come from his heart. Understand? So the Rivers people shouldn't be fooled.
They shouldn't be too excited.
Wike does not love them. Wike loves himself.
You feel he's just using this as a way to show Fubara that I'm still in the game, I'm still at the top.
Wike does not love Rivers people. He just loves himself. Understand me? He said that he is mobilizing his people. He cares for his people. His people loves him, but it doesn't make sense. If this thing continue, development will suffer in River State. If they want to start doing who give more. Understand me? Development is going to suffer in River State. Now, if you check how much 100 bags of rice is per ward, and how many wards that are in River State, you should have an idea of how much that went into it from Fubara. Then how much 2,000 bags each for each of the local government in River State. You can see how they are wasting money that should have been used for development that will have benefited people. So if they continue this way, development is going to suffer in River State.
All right.
But I don't. At the end of the day, Wike will lose this game.
That's a prophecy.
Wike will lose this game.
Okay, then. What are the trends that you see that make you say so?
One, the trends. The former speaker, understand, when those 5 House of Assembly people were with him, understand? The speaker then Hughes is now his chief of staff. Understand me? So the chief of staff that Wike appointed is off. Understand me? So he has his own person as his chief of staff. Understand me? Then the meeting that Wike went to hold with a Dere of Bayelsa State is very strategic. Understand me? So he is making very important moves. Understand me? And mind you, what Wike said and what Fubra said at the New Year this in thanks giving, that what they are looking for is his red biro, but that they have failed. I know that he was talking directly to Wike, that Wike has failed. Understand? So, but at the end of the day, before 2 years, Wike will be off.
All right, then. You are listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I'm your host. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. And it is time for me to pick your calls. Give me a call, 0700 903 903 903. I can see your messages rather coming in on our WhatsApp platforms. Do keep them coming. I can also see your comment on our YouTube platforms. Do keep them coming. You are my first caller for the evening. Good evening. Welcome to Matters.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How are you today? Happy New Year and welcome to the recap, rather.
Yeah, same to you. Thank you very much.
What's your name and location, please?
I would prefer the government to continue the school feeding program. What they just need to do is to look for a way of getting the data of the puppies they are feeding. It will help us to have puppies that are upright, that are not malnourished, with what poverty is saying now. If you leave puppy in the northern part, northeast, we leave them without feeding them, we are going to have a lot of children that will be malnourished.
Are you saying we should look at regions where there are more hungry children and feed them there, leaving other regions?
No, we should feed all. The way they are running the program actually, they look at the states that want to participate. You know, education is concurrent list. They are not forcing every state to adopt it. So it's only the state that's ready that make the provision that they need to do, get the caterer that will participate in the program. So it's not that they force everybody. But where we actually need it is that not east, not west, where poverty is endemic. I think it's very, very important.
All right. Thank you so much.
Very healthy society.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Give me a call, 0700 903 903 903. You are listening to the recap where we dissect all the several different issues that made major headlines during the week. I still have Mr. Peter Anosuke in the studios. He's a development economist, a philosopher, a journalist, and a best-selling author. Good evening. Welcome to the recap. Happy New Year. What's your name and location, please?
Okay, my name is Olawale from Oshodi.
Welcome, Olawale. Let's hear from you.
What I would like to comment about this president trying to spend 100 billion naira on school feeding program. Please, I would like to ask a question. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Please, 1 billion, is it not 10 of 100 million?
Yes.
1 billion, no. Is it not 10? No, is it not 100 million in 10 places?
It is.
Then 100 billion will be 100 million in 1,000 places.
Sure.
That is the money these people are trying to use to feed children that, even though you go to the north, there are some schools in the north that these children don't have chairs to sit on. There are some schools with dilapidated structures. Now, this is an avenue to steal money. There's nothing anybody can tell to convince me. This is stealing in the right order. Clear stealing. 100 billion naira. ABC people. used to tell them, I'm a Yoruba person front and back. I have known that this person, Jerusalem is right with what he said. This man's promise, this man's New Year's message is just, in fact, if there's anything worse than a native doctor's promise, that is what we can call it. I am telling you that I told my people here that this man, there is nothing this one is coming to do other than to create an avenue to steal money.
Okay.
If you are going to use 100 billion naira to feed children that you don't even know whether they are existing or not, is it not part of it that his minister is not transferring all over 500 million naira to somebody's account?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for your call. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. If you would rather send a message on WhatsApp, it is to 0700 903 9039. Remember that we also want to know if you benefited from the 50% fare reduction. All right. Good evening. Welcome to the recap. What's your name and location? Please turn on the volume on your radio set.
Hello.
Hi there. Good evening. What's your name, please?
Good afternoon or good evening.
Good evening.
Ijeoma, this is Polycarp from Lassa.
Welcome, Polycarp.
Yes, I love your guest there, Peter Nosike.
Thank you so much.
Philosopher and all of that. All of us ordinary Nigerians, we know. But what is giving me joy is this time shall pass. Because no matter the type of gimmicks they are playing, let me tell you, I do not envy them because if I want to go scriptural now, you can see the case of Herod. His heart was hardened. All these politicians, their hearts have been hardened. I am not envying them, and their days are numbered. All of these things are funny. How can you tell me how many students, how many school children have they fed? So they are not satisfied with looting our treasury. So the joy of ordinary Nigerians is that the law of karma is still in operation. Nobody will hold it. Thank you, and God bless all of you.
Thank you so much, Polycarp. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. You are listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Give us a call. Good evening. Welcome to the recap.
Hello. Good evening.
What's your name and location, please? Happy New Year.
Yes. Good happy New Year to you. Good evening, Mr. Nosike.
Good evening.
What's your name and location, please?
Now, the thing, I will tell you my name before my ending of my conversation. Now, you cannot build a foundation on lies, deception, eye service, and propaganda. You can see, like I've said that, like Kobe said, if the foundation of, if what brought you into power is not credible, then you can never be credible. You can. It's very, very, very glaring. Now you can see it from this man not attending debates. From his certificate, this thing he's trying to hide every certificate. This thing he has been hiding every details about his life. Now you can see it from not attending debates to vote buying, Agbero intimidation, and INEC and police conspiracy. Even our judiciary too has become cash and carry, and this is the result that we are having now. Now, if you journalists want to interview him now, you will not be able to come nor show up. He will be hiding. It is very glaring that this man has nothing to do now. To be very, very to tell you the realistic thing now. If you look at the governors of Lagos, from Jakonde to him to Fashola to Ambode and to the governor that is there now, you can, if you check how they govern Lagos, you can give three people that developed Lagos. That is Jakonde, Fashola, and Ambode.
Hello, are you there, sir? All right, give me a call back. I definitely want to hear from you. 0700 903 903 903. I can see someone here on WhatsApp sending a message saying, I'm trying to call in to narrate my experience with God is Good mottos in respect to the federal government's 50% rebate on transportation, but I'm not getting through. Please try harder, all right? I'm waiting here to pick your call. I cannot wait to speak with you as we really need to talk about the situation. Good evening and welcome to the recap.
Hello?
Hello, what's your name and location, please?
My sister, I'm calling from Medibu.
Welcome, sir. What's your name, please?
Pastor Andrew is my name.
Welcome, Pastor Andrew.
Can you hear me clear?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
I want to advise. My advice is the whole thing we have been saying on radio, television, and all. These people don't work with it. Whether you like it or not, if you like, shout, talk, 100 billion. They will not listen to you and they will not work with it.
Okay, why do you say so?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. I said, why do you say so?
Yeah, why I say so is because it's like you are pouring water on the stone. And you know definitely the water will not penetrate inside that stone. These are the kind of government we have. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
The Bible says, if the blind lead the blind, will they both not fall into a pit? So the blind people are leading the blind on the seat of power. It will remain like that.
Okay.
Because if you begin to speak the truth, they will begin to chase you. That is what I see in this country. 100 billion naira, not 100 million, to feed children that are not existing. What do you see in that? Children that are not existing, 100 billion. These are government that have no conscience. They don't have conscience. So whatever you say, Anosike tried a lot. He speaks on the radio everywhere, anytime. This other man, what's his name again? The second man that you do invite in your radio station. Barrister, what do you call him again?
Are you talking about Barrister Darlington?
Darlington has, if these people want to hear, Darlington talk will make them hear. If they want to hear, Anosike talk will make them hear. So they will not hear us. But I believe that one day, God will bring a deliverer, not a ruler. A deliverer like what he used Moses to deliver the people of Israel out of Egypt.
Okay.
And one day, it will happen in this country.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Belief.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your call. We really do appreciate it. Good evening. Welcome to the recap. Thank you so much for holding on. Hello, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening. Welcome to the recap. What's your name and location, please?
Good evening. My name is Ozo Ogwazo.
Welcome,
I'm
Ozo.
calling from Port Harcourt, River State.
Welcome, sir. Let's quickly hear from you. You said you want to talk to us about your experience with God is Good mottos this Yuletide season.
Exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
Exactly. Let me first commend you people for the work you are doing. You're forthright and speak the truth. And that is what we need in this country at this point in time.
Thank you so much.
Yes, so your guest there, Mr. Anosike, or somebody I know very well, he said something about the school feeding program, the money that is budgeted for it, and that the government doesn't know the number of people they are feeding. At the end of the day, they will feed 1,000 people, and then it will be all over the place that the money has been spent and people have been fed. Now, I want to bring that to this the 50% rebate that the federal government granted to travelers within this Yuletide period. Please, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. I can hear you.
Yes, I want to bring it to that. I had an experience with God is Good Motors. I'm mentioning their name straight away because I'm not happy with what happened. God is Good Motors. I traveled with them on the 27th of December from their Jibowu office to the Port Harcourt terminal. And I paid the sum of 42,000 naira.
Okay, where did you travel from Lagos to where? To Lagos to Port Harcourt?
Lagos to Port Harcourt, yes. Okay. And I paid 42,000 naira via their app, and they collected it. When I got to their station that morning, it was a tug of war, a bit of a tug of war for me to get a ticket. I paid for the first seat on that vehicle. I was on seat number 1, and it was deliberate. I chose it. But on getting to that place that morning, they told me the bus had gone, that the bus had gone, and I had to reschedule my trip for the next day. But I said it wasn't going to be possible. I can't do that because I had planned my trip for that day. Now, that's not the main issue. I'm just mentioning this as an aside. So let me leave it and go to the main issue. Okay. Now, at the end of the day, they put me in a bus. They put me the last seat. That same bus that I paid for, I accepted it because I had to be in Port Harcourt that day. Before we left the terminal, they gave us a claims form. They gave us a claims form to fill in our details, the details of the ticket, and our account details, telephone number, and all that, so that they will give us a refund, a refund of 50% as the federal government promised. So we did that and left. We asked them, even before we left the station, all of us in the bus, we were asking them, when are we going to get this money? When are we going to get this money? And they kept saying to us before we get to Port Harcourt that we have received it. So we got to Port Harcourt, we didn't, nobody got any money. Everybody was checking his app and all that to see if the money, nobody got the money until we left the place. And then I went home. A day after I didn't get, second day after I didn't get it, third day after I didn't. On the fourth day, somebody called me from their office with a particular number, and they said it was a call from their customer care unit. And
are you there, sir? I'm with you. I'm with you.
Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. Please go right ahead.
Hello.
I'm with you, sir. I'm with you. Can you hear me?
All right. Yes, I can hear you now. So he said he was calling from their customer care units.
Okay.
That the purpose of the call was to confirm if I had received my money, the refund, if I had received it. So I told him no, that I hadn't gotten it. So I was trying to get back to them. The number they printed on their tickets wasn't connecting. Nothing was working. The number wasn't connecting. I couldn't get back to them. So I said, good enough, he called me that I hadn't gotten it. So now that he has called, you should please do something about it so that I will get it. So he said I shouldn't worry that it will come, that they were paying it in batches. So I agreed. I waited. The next day passed, nothing. The following day, nothing. I now started calling the same number he used to call. Number over 20 times, way over 20 times.
Hello, sir. Are you there? Are you with us? Hello, sir. Are you there?
Yes, I'm with you. The number keeps going off and coming back. Sorry. So I must have called it way over 20 times. And yes, I must have called it way over 20 times. And each time it will ring and ring off, and nobody will pick it. Nobody will pick up the call. Nobody will pick up the call. Then I waited, thinking that I would get a call back. No call back came. After the fourth day, I said, okay, let me go to their office in Port Harcourt and talk to somebody directly there. On getting to their terminal in Port Harcourt, I requested to see the manager. And they showed me to one young chap, one young man there. So I walked up to him with my ticket in my hand. And I laid my complaints to him. This, Michael. So what is causing the delay? Why am I not getting the money? He took the ticket from me. Firstly, he scanned it. Then later he made a call. He must have called somebody in Lagos. I didn't know who, and I didn't hear what he said. He made a call. Then he turned back and looked at me again and said that the response he got, the feedback he got was that it wasn't everybody that...
Are you there, sir? We seem to be experiencing network glitch. Yes, I'm with you.
Internet
connectivity issues. Yes.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Go right ahead.
He said to me that it's not everybody that is qualified to get the refund. I said, how? On what basis? What's the criteria? What do you use to know who is qualified and who is not qualified? And besides, when the government made that announcement, I didn't hear any condition attached to it. I think it's just for anybody that travels with the selected transport companies within that period that should be... Sorry, anybody that travels with the selected transport companies that should be refunded. That I need an explanation to know why I was disqualified from the refund.
Yes.
The young man couldn't tell me anything. Rather, he asked me to wait, and the place was stuffy, hot, very hot. As in, I had to come outside and stand outside. I stood outside. Then he went down somewhere, talked to some people, just left me out there and engaged with some people for some time, maybe 15 minutes, more than 15 minutes. And then upon his return, he just did a gesture like there's nothing he can do anymore. That it is. And I told him, I am going to talk. I'm not going to let this go, just go like that. I'm going to talk. So that's why I'm calling you people here today to know. So I don't know.
The reason why you were disqualified from the 50%. You were right when you said all you needed to do was go to the designated transporters on the designated days from December 21 to January 4, and you
Hello?
would... Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
I can hear you, sir. Can you hear me?
Hello?
I can hear you, sir. Can you hear me?
Hello? Yeah, sir. Yeah, please. I apologize for the internet
issues. Yes. So I'm trying to say the report we got.
Nobody gave me an explanation as to why I am not qualified to get the refund, and I also don't know the number of other people who may have experienced this kind of thing. Unfortunately, the people I traveled with in that same bus on that day, I didn't have anybody's number. I would have called them to know if any of them received this refund. So you people can do us a lot of good by finding out if there's any condition attached to the refund, if the government attached any condition to the refund. And also, if there are other people who were also deprived or denied of this good gesture from the government, because sometimes the government comes up with good policies, but it's the human beings, the operators, that frustrates the whole thing.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your calling and sharing your experience with us. All right. So do keep listening to the program as we dissect these issues and speak on it. All right. Thank you so much for your call. We really do appreciate it. Mr. Anosuke, we really were not told that there were certain criteria to be met before you would be eligible for the 50% transport rebate. We were talking about this before we came on air, and I did say I know someone who didn't have to go through all of this before getting that. And this person was even coming from a farther distance, from Enugu to Lagos. What is this a federal government thing? Were there conditions attached that we did not know, or do you think this might be a God is good thing, or maybe it's not just the company itself, but the people?
For me, the condition which God is good put, the qualification or no qualification, for me, God is good should tell Nigerians the conditions, understand, that they as a transport company put. Because when the announcement was made, federal government just said 50% discount for for interstate travelers.
Yes.
No other condition was put, understand. So if God is good, those of them that are listening to us whether in Jibowu, Maitu, or anywhere, should now let Nigerians know the criteria that they have inserted to quantify. That's why I told you that 112,000 may be fake. Understand me? These guys may just send figures, just to collect money from government. We know that government did not attach any criteria, any condition, any qualification. Then why must you now begin to disqualify people? What made him not to qualify? He traveled from Lagos to Port Harcourt, paid 42,000 naira. You are supposed to refund him 21,000 naira, according to the announcement made by federal government. And they must have sent his name and other names to maybe to the federal government that this is the people that we are refunding.
We're even expecting that they should have paid the 50% payment at once, not you pay the full money and then you be refunded. Why that? Why all the roundabouts? Why the back and forth? Understand
me? So the issue would have been, understand, since Lagos to Port Harcourt is 42,000 naira, federal government has taken away 50% for you, just pay 21. That would have been easier. Understand? But because they want to commit fraud, they have to tell you go first after we refund you. So the authority, the management of God is good. I think they have a corporate social responsibility. They have a public relations office. VOP is calling them to tell Nigerians the conditions that they themselves put for the qualification, which federal government did not put. We want to know what made how Ijeoma Egwuatu was disqualified. Understand me? What made them to disqualify him? Understand? And if there are still other Nigerians that had this experience, they should call us and also, because what they always do is that they feel that the person can just get angry, go home and keep quiet. Understand? As you said, government can come up with good policies, good programs, but the middlemen will hijack it and frustrate it. And this is one of them. Understand?
Okay.
What is the qualification to get this 50% rebate, which government did not put, and you are putting it? So God is good motors should let Nigerians know. Otherwise, we will label them as a 419 transport company.
Thank you so much.
We are giving them just 1 week to let Nigerians know what disqualifies people from receiving this money. Next Saturday, we are going to bring up this issue. And if there are those who experience this issue, even in the other transport companies, they should also let us know, because I know that also may not be the only person. And this is how they falsify figures. Use it to connect government, dupe government, dupe people. Understand? So if there are other Nigerians that benefit from the 50%, their own went well, they should let us know, and the companies too. Understand? If the company that you traveled with paid you the 50%, let us know. Let us commend them. Let us praise them. But if there's ones that did what God is good did, tell us. Let us also condemn them. Because in the media, we are here to praise and to condemn. When people do what is good, we praise them. When they do what is bad, we condemn them. For now, God is good, did something that is bad. So they should let Nigerians know what qualifies somebody, what disqualifies somebody from getting that rebate. and what qualifies somebody to get it. Understand me?
All right, then. Thank you so much. I can see comments on YouTube saying, what is the number to call in? How can I call in? 0700 903 903 903. That is 0700 903 903 903. Call us up. We have about 18 minutes, and then we need to call it today right here on the program. If you would rather send a message to our WhatsApp platforms, it is to 0700 903 903 9. Right there on YouTube, you can also drop your comments. I can see your comments. Ghostwriter for hire. Thank you so much. We are still having conversations right here on the recap. Call me up. Good evening. Welcome to the recap. What's your name and location, please? Happy New Year.
Hello. Yeah, this is Mr. Patrick calling from Votes or John.
Welcome, Mr. Patrick.
Yeah. Please, I want to ask Mr. Organ Mosike. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, I want to ask a question.
Go ahead, please.
The palliative they give last year, they said they are giving all the whole states 5 billion naira with the 2 bars of roads of each local government. How much do they give after? But around that they give 2 billion. Are the remaining 3? Have they given the 3? Please, I want to know. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Patrick, for your call. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation.
I said that 5 billion is pocket money for the governors.
That was given to state governors, right?
Understand me? For the governors. Federal government just want to dash them money. Understand me? So it's gone, and they're not even talking about it.
But we just agreed that the federal government could come up with great policies, and then the middlemen, people who are in charge, who are supposed to implement these policies, will just frustrate it.
Will frustrate it. Understand me? So it's a fact. It happens. But the 5 billion, I said it during a program here, that is just pocket money for the governors.
Prayers to their meal.
Yeah, sure.
All right, then. Good evening. Welcome to the recap. Are you there? I've picked your call. Good evening. Welcome to the recap. All right, give me a call back, 0700 903 903 903. Please, when you do call, pay attention. We could pick your call at any time. All right, the number to send a message to on WhatsApp is 0700 903 903 9. Call me up. We still have about 16 minutes to go. Let me hear your opinions and your suggestions. I really need to know about the 50% rebate. Did you get that? Good evening. Welcome to the recap. Please turn down the volume on your radio set. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and location, please?
Chairman, good evening.
Good evening, Taya.
Yeah, and I Joe from Bariga.
Welcome, Joe.
Yeah, please, Mr. President, I want to ask Mr. President, when he was coming to power, does he have priorities of what he's going to do for Nigeria? Then, if he doesn't have one, please, this 100 billion you want to now use to feed the little children, allow us to feed the children, please. Use it to repair our refineries, because we are suffering for these fuels. Very great measure, energy is number one in every country. We are suffering for this energy. Please use it to repair another refinery, like the one in Kaduna or Warri. Please, let us see that the government is working. The government is not working, Mr. President. The government is not working. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Joe. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. You can also send your messages to our WhatsApp platform 0700 903 903 9. Drop your comment on YouTube at VOP 903 FM on YouTube. Good evening. Welcome to the recap. Please turn down the volume on your radio set. Please turn down the volume on your radio set. Call me back, please. 0700 903 903 903. I will start to take, I'd like to take your comments on YouTube, and then we can move to your messages on our WhatsApp platforms, as the program will be coming to an end soon. We're talking about a plethora of issues right here on the recap. First of all, 112,000 passengers benefit from federal government 50% fare rebate. Are you part of those reported 112,000? Let us know. We're also talking talking about Senator Shehu Sani, former senator representing Kaduna Central, saying the present New Year's speech assurance is like that of a native doctor to a sick man that says, I will cure you or you get well, but I just don't know when it will happen. Right. Also, President Tinubu says school feeding to go up 100 billion naira in 2024 in order to encourage school attendance, to keep children in school, to reduce the problem of out of school children. And Better Edu says why I approve payment of 585 million is because the individual account I paid it to is the project coordinator in charge. Okay, political rivalry intensifies as Wike and Fubara compete through bags of rice in Rivers State. Now, me love my people pass. That is what is going on in Rivers State right now. As I'm sharing 2,000 bags of rice and you're sharing 100 bags of rice, we do know that when two elephants fight, the grass suffers. Well, it seems right now the grass is beginning to enjoy that. The irony, honestly, the irony. Good evening. Welcome to the recap. What's your name and location, please? Happy New Year.
My name is Uche, calling from Oshodi.
Welcome, Uche.
Yeah, Mr. Arnold, I enjoy your analysis. Please tell Tinubu and those that in government that we are suffering. We are really suffering. We should do the right thing so that Nigerians will start enjoying their government. That's what I want to say.
Thank you so much, Uche. That was short, concise, and straight to the point. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Hello, are you there? Good evening.
Yeah.
Welcome to the recap.
Good evening.
Hello, good
Happy
evening.
New Year to
Happy
you.
New Year to you as well.
Yeah, my name is Ernest.
Welcome, Ernest.
I want to talk on this 100 billion for feeding our children. I think it's a scam in every ramification. Look at the budget for education and health. It's not up to 100 billion. And just to feed the children, they are taking 100 billion. It's a pity. We have fallen to their trap. So I want to say that it is a scam.
Thank you so much. 0700 903 903 903. We can take about two more calls, and then we'll have to call it a day right here on the program. You are listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. This is a program where we analyze the issues that trended, that made the major headlines during the week. Call me up. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. All right then. Good evening. Welcome to the recap.
Yes. Good evening to you. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. What's the name and location, please?
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you, sir.
My name is Ola Adewale. I'm calling from Atlanta.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Yes, I have a lot to say, but I'll just shorten things I have to say. First of all, I think the government has a misplaced priority. That's the first one. I have a solution to, it's one of those solutions I've been talking about. And I believe if the government do listen, which I believe they do, the first thing first, there's a big elephant in the room, and the big elephant is corruption, right? So this is the first thing I would do, because that's what they call legacy, right? And it's basically the current president is looking for a legacy, and if he's able to do this, all those situations he found himself will be wiped out. Particularly the debt Nigeria was involved in, because we have almost $90 trillion in debt. So first solution is this: let him set up Operation Return the Loot. And that Operation Return the Loot, we have a clause to attach to it. It's either you return whatever you must have stolen, or either you go to jail, or a serious penalty is a death sentence. So if he can do that, because I believe he has a lot of power attached to him, I'm still believing in my mind that yes, he can really have the legacy attached to his name, because presidents, particularly Nigerian presidents, based on what I understand with the constitution, he has a lot of powers in him. So he can do that, except and only except is complicit. So that is I have a whole lot of solutions to Nigerian problems, but that is the one that if he can do it, yes, Nigeria is super rich, and we all know that.
Thank you so much.
That is my solution. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adewale, for calling. Just as the last call we will be able to take on the program today.
On what Mr. Dawande has said, this is APC continuation. It's not APC taking over from PDP. Understand me? It is government that hand over to Tinubu. So if they are to go to jail, it is the members of his party. So it should be seen as a house that is divided against itself.
So you feel that's the limitation on fighting corruption?
Understand me? So Tinubu is interested in second term. He cannot go tough on his party members.
All right,
and again, as an individual, Tinubu doesn't have that capacity to fight corruption.
Okay, then it is time for me to take your comments on our YouTube platforms and your messages on our WhatsApp platform. On YouTube, we have Ola Adewale saying, does Nigeria need a mental evaluation? Is the government unaware of the use of data? Is that unawareness a Wuru concept? Tracy Jacobin says, now statistics we go chop. Ola Adewale says, what is accountability to Nigeria? Are Nigerians so close-minded, not knowing how to demand from their rulers about the Commonwealth? Ola Adewale also says, talking about correcting the rot in the system, means starting from somewhere. Is it not mind-boggling that many Nigerians lack integrity with or without an oversight? Do we need to be monitored in order to be truth and being factual? Follow the money, Nigerians, and will discover corruption in unknown places in Abuja. Those in government services will not like data to avoid exposure. Do you know Nigeria can retrieve all the loot if the current rulers can get serious with the Commonwealth? Arinze Jude says at Ola Adewale, please forget about Nigeria problem because Nigerians are not ready to take back their country. Can you imagine what's going on in Nigeria? No one is talking but prefer half bag of rice. Ola Adewale says at Arinze Jude, we will not stop talking and giving opinions to the sleeping Nigerians. Ghostwriter for Hire says, greetings all, happy new year. Happy new year to you, Ghostwriter. How can I call in? 0700 903 903 903, but that will be on the next edition because we really need to go. Ghostwriter for Hire also says a government must back their work with statistics. I enjoy your shows. Please share your social media handle. Thank you so much, Ghostwriter for Hire. Great show, respect. Thank you so much. Dada Adedayo. Evening, Mr. Nosike and Chioma. There is a saying, anything done in a haste is never done well. Can't you read earlier instead of reading it late? You're always editing it because of time. Look into this. Honestly, I won't lie, Mr. Dada Adedayo, I did not understand this message. If you can send us a message on WhatsApp to explain what you mean, I would appreciate it totally. We're always willing to take to correction. All right, on WhatsApp we have Oko from, I hope I got this right. We have Oko from Alakija. Good evening, VOP. Is not the government that is complaining how the former minister of Humanitarian handled the feeding program, and they are still pushing for that. We heard the current minister is instructing that millions should be transferred into an individual account. What exactly is their plan? Nigerians are in one chance bus driving by fraudulent rulership empowered by president at ACN Esquire. All right, feeding of school children is a scam. They should use that money to renovate schools and better the life of teachers. Good evening, please. These leaders we have in Nigeria, they're a bunch of corrupt. How many children do they feed? Joseph Olusegun from Idimu, Lagos. On the 50% reductions, the railway station staff busy collecting 4,000 naira to Ibadan, which originally is 3K. Corruption has eaten every system badly in Nigeria. Joseph Olusegun from Idimu. Evening, Chairman, Mr. Anosike. You cannot build your house on lies, deception, propaganda, and eye service and expect the house to prosper. Dio from Fagba. Good evening, Chairman, Mr. Anosike. Wike is a big loser by thinking that he can buy reverse people with bag of rice from Abuja to continue to enslave them. today, Tinubu is promising the people of Nigeria he will do this and that without having any data, because Tinubu disregarded the use of data when Obi was giving data on how he will solve Nigeria problem. Today, the president has started looking for data to work with after he disregarded data during campaign. Is this not a sign of failure? Chinemere from Agbara. Good evening, Mr. Anosike and Chioma. 1. The beneficiaries at 50% transport rebate by FG should testify to that, not a body that might have connived with the FG to swindle the masses. 2. The school feeding program is an illusory and a mirage. It should be replaced with a totally realistic free education nationwide. The president's New Year's speech doesn't hold water. The taste of the pudding is in the eating. The masses are yet to feel the positive impact on the economy. 4. The president, the period of campaign is gone. Hasten up and work out your 8-point agenda or resign, because if you're coming hard on the masses, we're in told us to come hard on you. Okay, I think that really is all the message that we can take for today. Thank you so much for your messages. It is time for us to go. Our time is totally fast spent. To everyone who was watching on YouTube, to everyone who has sent in a comment, who sent in a message, who has called in, thank you so much. You are the reason why we are here. This is Voice of the People. We are here to give you a voice, no matter what it is you want to say, as long as you remain polite, as long as you keep it civil. We'll be back on your airwaves next Saturday with another edition of the recap. This is the very first edition in the new year, and I hope you have a very wonderful 2024. The world news at 6 p.m. comes up next, so do stay tuned. Thank you so much, Mr. Anosike, for joining me on the recap this evening. Our time is fast spent. We need to go. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll do this again next weekend.